Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The Goat.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm Andy. Now, Joey, help me pronounce your name correctly. Is it Campagna or
Campagna.
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 Okay.
It's
Joey
kind of
Campagna.
kind of like lasagna, but it's Anya.
Okay, all right. Hey, I like that reference. I'm totally down with some lasagna. So,
Yeah.
you might recognize Joey's face as a former Hagerstown Flying Boxcar. He was on the team in the first half of the season and then got traded to the Stormers in Lancaster, correct?
Correct. I was here last year as well, or in 24.
Okay. All right. Oh, the inaugural season you were a part of
The
team as
inaugural
well.
season.
Great.
Yep.
And you were pretty well loved in Hagerstown. Were you sad to leave, but excited for new opportunities?
Well, first off, I appreciate that, and it was mixed feelings.
Yeah.
You know, there was some management changes, of course, and there were just some things that, where I definitely now feel that were the best for my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the Stormers were a playoff team going into it. So, it was bittersweet leaving. I loved my time there in Hagerstown. I really did. The people, the fans coming out every single day, they're great. They were great. They came out and supported even whenever we were getting our butts whooped. But when the fans came out and they supported a lot. The management, the front office staff specifically, they're amazing. David does a very good job out there of helping run the day-to-day stuff and being a part of the business operations of that too. David Blankstone, and just everybody, even down to the ushers that would be at the field before everybody else would be. They'd always come up and say hello, and I did enjoy it. So yeah, bittersweet.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
There really are a great group of people down there. We frequent there
Yeah.
pretty often with the radio stations with the Thirsty Thursday nights, and I'm never treated badly while I'm there. So yeah, definitely a great group of people. So Joe, you mentioned the move was probably best for your career. Let's talk a little bit about that. You did play baseball throughout high school and college, correct? Slippery Rock,
I did.
I believe,
Correct.
was where you played
Correct.
your college ball. And
Yes.
you're listed as an infielder on the Stormers roster currently, but I know you've been listed as infield, outfield, catcher. Are you more of a utility guy?
Yeah, I'm a super utility. I'm mainly a catcher in all honesty. So I'm a catcher and a super utility. It's funny, I played shortstop all the way up until pro ball.
Yeah.
That was my main position, was shortstop. And in college, in summer ball one time, we had 4 catchers get hurt, and this is kind of how I started catching. We got 4 catchers get hurt, literally. Boom, 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 boom. All hurt. And I was like, you know what? Throw me back there. I'll try to get it done, and ended up doing pretty decent. And
The rest is history.
got to pro ball, and that's when they're like, hey, catching's a ticket to get in. So I was okay. Sounds good to me. I'll roll with catching. So being able to catch and being able to still play all over the field definitely is good for my value.
Yeah.
At least in my mind, and that's what everybody else tells me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it up.
Well, in the first half of the season, when you were with the Boxcars, you were having a pretty good season. But it looks like, just looking over your stats, you improved on just about every area of your game. How has Lancaster kind of improved your game? If I'd say, I guess you could call it that. Is it any different atmosphere there? I know you guys finished 3rd overall, right, in the North, the AL. I think the ALPB North. You finished 3rd, if I was looking correctly, and you finished 1st in the second half of the season.
Yeah, first in the second half. It's either 2nd or 3rd. Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I think it came down to that last series against Long Island, and we had already clinched. So we were kind of messing around with some things, experimenting. So I don't I don't know. I don't even remember exactly what our record was, but I know that we had a really good team, from the pitching staff all the way 1 through 9, 1 through however many hitters. Honestly, we had a really good team,
Yeah.
and it's ran by a really good staff. Ross is a very good manager. Ross Peoples, very good manager. The hitting coach Trayvon Robinson, he helped me a lot. He really did. He was a him and Troy Steffi, the another assistant coach, two good guys to lean on. They kept a very, very positive attitude towards the game, and they kept it fun. They kept it light, and they're both very knowledgeable about it.
Mhm.
Trayvon was a big leaguer himself, so he really understood. And he wasn't always in the big leagues, right? Everybody has that little minor, not everybody, but most people have that minor league journey.
Mhm.
And Trayvon was in the same step or shoes that we were in, and he really, it was easy to relate to him.
Yeah.
And he gave us a lot of information on the daily, and they just everything. The fans there too. The atmosphere was amazing. I don't know how many fans we averaged, but there was the butts were in the seats. I can tell you
Mhm.
that, and they came out every day with the same energy. I don't really think that there was a day where it was quiet. It
Yeah.
was pretty much anytime a hit, anytime anything would happen, you could hear the roar of the crowd. So it was an amazing place to play. Very, very good place. Beautiful stadium. Um, and yeah, being around good guys, a good team, and a good atmosphere, I mean, that can help your play
Oh yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And
Baseball's a very mental game.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I mean, extremely mental, and just sometimes even just feeling like there's some pressure off of you to, I gotta win today. I gotta win today, right? Is today gonna be the day?
Mm.
Instead of it being that, like, are we gonna win? It was gonna be like, or not gonna be. It was more like, oh crap, we lost. Whatever. Like,
Move on to the next game.
and yeah, and just that switch in mentality,
Hmm.
that plays a huge factor in
Yeah.
any baseball player's career for the most part.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Just by judging, I've been to a Boxcars game where they played the Stormers in Hagerstown. There were people traveled from Lancaster to Hagerstown. Now, I mean, it's not
yeah,
a horribly long trip, but
no,
for a single baseball game, it's a pretty good huff. And so
yeah,
that just shows the fan base
yeah.
dedication right there, like you said. Now, I know the Boxcars are really involved in their community and giving back to the community. Is it more so the same up in Lancaster, especially with that fan base that they have?
Yeah. Um, I mean, the stadium's right, it's in the city.
Mm.
So it's pretty easily accessible to the community for people to even get to the games. And with us being right there in the city, everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
And it's very important for them to reach out to the community. We have a lot of I forget what we called them, but they were people who they'd give us players every week or so. There'd be a new little gift basket in our in
Wow.
our lockers for us, and we would go, and they'd make it a point. The front office would make it a point to us to, after the game, go say hi, because most of those people, they are from that community,
Hmm.
obviously, and they come all the time and support us, and leave us little presents, little knickknacks, stuff like that. And I mean, the community is a huge part in with Lancaster baseball, and I can say the same for Hagerstown too.
Hmm.
I know that Hagerstown's right there in the city too, and I think I think the more you can be involved with the community, just the better everything is going to be.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
that, I mean, that goes for a business, that sells donuts, or that goes, for a baseball team.
Yep.
And I think they both do a very good job of reaching out to the community.
Mm.
And I think the community engagement is honestly pretty much the same. Even the boxcars getting our butts whipped, like I said, they still showed up.
Yeah.
And even though there might have been some groaning instead of cheering
It
more
comes with the
often than
game.
not, Yeah, it is what it is. And that speaks volumes that they care and they want to
Hmm.
win. And whether you win or lose, I mean, having those people there to support you is important.
Yeah.
And giving back to them too is important, just as important
Yeah.
in this profession.
You've played at multiple levels of the game of baseball from college. I'm assuming you played as a high school player, probably as a kid as well, growing
Yes.
up. When you're in professional baseball and you're in the ALPB where you're at right now, what you've had some have you had any experience in the higher minor leagues or even up into the majors yet?
Yeah, nothing into the majors yet. But in 23, I was signed by the Colorado Rockies. Clint
Oh,
Hurdle is a friend of mine, and he put in a good word with the Rockies, and I got signed by them, and I went through spring training, and unfortunately, I had to get surgery on my hip,
mm,
and I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff at the time, and I didn't even end up playing because I had to get the hip surgery, and just I was out all year. So 24 came around, and I actually signed my retirement papers in 23 because they were like, just sign your papers and let us know what you want to do. I said, okay, fine. So 24 came around, and they kind of like kept me on call for like a month or two. And I was like, all right, like, are we gonna activate me or what's going on? And they're like, I mean, we're still not sure. So at that point, I had a couple more independent ball offers, and I didn't want to stuck or didn't want to be stuck waiting
yeah,
in till July to play baseball because roster turnover and everything. So
hmm,
I was like, hey, can we get
yeah.
my
Now,
release?
when you say signed to the retirement papers, does that mean just from that major league aspect at the moment, correct?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously you're
So
still playing baseball.
yeah, well, they're gonna. So they had to activate me again. So
Okay,
they had to activate me to move me and to get the contract,
gotcha.
and do all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I signed my reactivation stuff, or
Gotcha.
they took care of that for me. Um, but yeah, so I was with them. I was working out with the AAA and the AA group
Hmm.
with the Rockies in spring. That was a great experience for the short time it was, but that was a great experience, and I'm hoping to get back into that affiliate
Yeah.
realm. There is there's definitely a difference. There's a difference in structure and in, we'll say, responsibility
Hmm.
that each player takes on. And it's not that one is you have to be more responsible or less. It's that in independent ball, you're you're responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
And there's no there's no training staff that's out there saying these are the workouts you got to do. You
Yeah.
got to chart it. You got to do all this stuff. No, in independent ball, are you going to help us win?
Yeah.
Are you going to be a good guy? And pretty much it's about you as a player and a
Hmm.
person. In affiliate, it's more, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more business. There's a lot more nutrition, like all this kind of stuff that they track and
Hmm.
they make sure, because at the end of the day, it's a bigger investment
Yeah.
and they want to make sure that they protect their investment and,
Yeah.
you
Makes
know,
sense. That seemed to
hold
be
you
the
accountable.
case. That seems to be the
Yeah.
case for most of the athletes that I've spoken with that have gone from whether it be college into professionals or semi-professional into the professional league. The structure seems to always be the biggest thing. The structure
Yes.
and how, like you said, how everything's tracked. There's usually a person almost for a job for everything that needs to be
Yeah.
done, which is not a
Yeah.
bad thing. But
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times when you're in the leagues coming up before the professional leagues, whether it be, you're playing um, whatever's before the NFL, I guess it'd be arena league football or some kind of like other Canadian league. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't hate me for not knowing, but
Yeah.
or like playing in the ALPB before you get up into the majors or the minors like that. Having the responsibility of you doing everything yourself kind of builds your character, would you say, and kind of
100%.
shapes the person that you need to be.
100%.
Yeah.
It helps you grow as a person because you have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just get tired and not let yourself go, but
Yeah.
just
I know what you mean.
not stick to the plan.
Hmm.
I mean, you play games 6 out of 7 days of the week. So, just missing a workout here, missing a workout there, whatever. But it success comes in the consistency
Hmm.
of your routine and of your accountability to yourself and to your process. And it's very easy to get away from that.
Yeah.
And the thing with the ALPB versus other independent leagues that I've noticed too is the ALPB is a lot more experienced. The mean of players have been in AAA
Yeah.
or Double A at least, a lot of which have been in the big leagues for multiple years.
Mhm.
Take a couple of the pitchers that we faced were in the bigs this year.
Yeah.
And it's just at that point, the discipline is more there.
Hmm.
So you're surrounded by a lot more guys that stick to their plan. They know who they are as baseball players. They're always looking to grow more, but there is a discipline that's more persistent.
Right.
Now, in the other independent leagues, as I've played in all of them, it's a lot more younger guys, a lot of whom are trying to still figure out who they are as a baseball player and what works for them.
Hmm.
So that all plays a, I mean, that
Yeah.
all plays a factor in honestly how you hold yourself. Again, you really feed off your teammates in this game. You really do. It's 9 versus 9 and 10 versus 10 with the DH, right? So you got to lean on them sometimes. And if they have bad habits that are very blatant, you can either join in on that or, really try to stay along your track. And it's an interesting dynamic,
Yeah.
honestly. It's a
Yeah.
very interesting
I mean, and
dynamic.
that's what those leagues are there for people to figure that out. 'Cause
Yeah.
not like obviously not everybody's going to make it up to the major leagues, which is I mean is the end goal for everybody that's playing professional
Yeah.
baseball. But I don't think a lot of people also don't unless you're like hardcore fan or you've played baseball at that level or some collegiate level or even high school level. Baseball is there's more to baseball than just going out on the field, catching a ball, hitting a ball. It's a
Way
very,
more.
especially when you do the professionals, it's a very long season. Um,
Yes.
there's a lot of games and they're almost every day, and there's not a lot of breaks in between. So, like you said, leaning on your players, I like that. I feel like that's a really good thing for those
Yeah.
fans to see, and the fact that, like you said, players even lean on the fans sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're what can be what get them through. So, um,
Yeah.
you're having a clinic that you plan on starting coming up, right? Then now,
Yeah.
obviously, it's not going to be around here in the tri-state
Yeah.
area since you're now in Lancaster. But can you tell us a little bit about the clinic and what you have planned for it?
Yeah, I got a buddy here in Blackhawk. I went to high school with him. He went to Wake Forest and played, and he got drafted by the Blue Jays. And then this year, asked for his release from the Blue Jays, and then got picked up by the Guardians, and was there. And then he ended up just calling it. He was. It was time. He felt it was time for him to move on, and he still loves the game, still wants to be involved, and we do everything together.
Mhm.
He's one of my best friends, and we were sitting here. I'm in the theater of one of my buddies' garages. That's another story, but um, but I'm sitting here in the theater, and we were sitting here, and we were like, hey, we got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Let's run some clinics and some camps and help out some kids because we do some lessons here and there, and might as well just turn it into a group session, get those kids moving, and kind of like what we were talking about with leaning on your teammates and everything. People work good in groups,
Mhm.
so let's put some groups together, work on some fielding stuff, work on some hitting, and see where it takes us. So we've done this before. There's another friend of mine, Adam Libertor. He was a he was a big leaguer with the Dodgers. He actually still holds a record for consecutive something, but with the Dodgers, so it's cool.
That's cool.
Pitcher.
Yeah.
And he owns his own travel ball organization here.
Okay.
So last year, me and my buddy Michael Turconi, we ran some clinics out of his facility and stuff. So this is actually a big baseball area,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's in the north. You see that more in the south of,
Yeah.
but I've actually seen a shift in baseball turning into like a big thing up here in the north. But yeah, so we're running some clinics and we're gonna see how it goes.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. I love when you're in a position where you're able to give back to the younger kids and try to help
Yeah.
them learn the game more, especially baseball. I feel like baseball and football are like the two clinics that really excel
Yeah.
with the younger crowds. So I do wish you luck with that, and
Thank you.
I hope it succeeds, and you have many more years of it. And I do hope you enjoy your off season as well. And
Thank you.
good luck in your next full season coming up with the Lancaster Stormers. We'll probably see you in Hagerstown a few times. We'll have to make sure we connect when you come through.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, Joey.
Yep. Look forward to seeing you.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.